Okay, we're scanning Portra 800 by Kodak. 1, 2, 3 images. First one is out of focus, which happens with manual focus cameras. So I'm not really going to work on that. I might just like copy and paste and see what we get. This is the Nikon FE2 with a 51.4 lens. I've got my feelings on Kodak. I feel like after this pandemic and the economy opens, I'm not really sure if they're still going to be around. Their prices just went up too for some. Kodak Ektar, for example, went up in price. Ektar 100, it's kind of my go-to for like a nice cheap color film. That went up in price though, I think like in the last couple of years or so. And yeah, that just might be a signal that they're not selling the volume that they're trying to sell, so they need to compensate. But yeah, after the pandemic, I'm not really sure if Kodak's going to be around. For one, they've gone bankrupt before, and they're not as diversified as as Fuji. Fuji sells film. They make optics and imaging products for like medical uses, and they sell digital cameras. A few years ago, they made the choice to diversify into digital cameras and sell film simulations with their line of products, and they're still around. They're doing really well. They tried expanding into medium format. I haven't seen Kodak do anything like this. They used to just sell like point and shoot cameras with their name on it. Okay, so let's start with this one. This is auto settings from the Epson V700, and then just tweaking the curves in the scan software a little bit. And usually if I auto correct the white balance in Capture One, it's fairly accurate. The thing is, like, if you do scans with a film lab, they're usually using either the Noritsu or the I forgot what the Fuji is called, Fuji something, but those are like really old machines running on like Windows 95 or something. And also, I feel like if you're sending your film to a lab and letting them scan, it's kind of like just sending your raw file to somebody and letting them use their best interpretation. So I haven't really been happy with the results I got from different labs, whether you're paying like $10 or you're paying like $30 per roll, which is kind of stupid. You usually get like green tints or like weird colors, and you're also getting like a really tiny JPEG, which is kind of unacceptable. And they're just upselling you, like you pay more and you're gonna get like bigger JPEGs, but it's still really small. Meanwhile, if you scan 35mm with a DSLR, you can use a macro lens and you're gonna get like a 24 megapixel plus raw image. Or you scan and you could get like decent 6 megapixel like these. The downside is like the amount of work that you put into it, but hey, you put all that effort into setting your exposure on your film camera and you're still shooting film. Good for you. So why not go the next step and scan your own film. Again, this is Epson V700. Ba, ba, ba. Usually I don't mess with the exposure all too much. I use the brighten because it just shifts the entire histogram. Soften the shadows a bit. I said I wasn't going to edit this, but whatever. So if I did something like that, then I would just like play around with the colors on the other curves. This is if I use the autocorrect from the Epson software. And same with this. And it's a TIFF file, so it's pretty flexible since that's the only output I could get. And I overexposed all of these rolls, both of these rolls, by one stop. I just remembered the name, Fuji Frontier, that's the name of the thing. The other scanner. And some stupid places they'll be like, oh, we charge more for Frontier scans, and then Noritsu scans are cheaper. It's just marketing. These are really old ass machines too, so I could see a lot of these film places like on their way out, wiped out by the virus. And I'm not trying to hate, I'm just stating it as a matter of fact. Film is expensive. It's fun, but expensive. And it's like buying old cars. Like, people can't see the value in that as much right now. So the color's a little yellow. Let's see what we could do about that. Sometimes I look at this right here. The 51.4 that I have, it's not like super sharp. When I use the Mamiya 6 rangefinder, that thing is like insanely sharp. Even though the focus area is like really tiny, but like it hits focus like nobody's business. This lens though, it leaves something to be desired. I like the presets for capture when it's good enough for fixing a sharp image, plus your output is not going to be that big. Okay, so that's if I corrected a scan out of the Epson V700. This is if I just did a direct scan and invert the what's it called? The negative. And this is a pain in the ass to fix. So there's like that freaking blue curve that you have to correct. See, I'm not even gonna. Let's reset. I used to do it this way, but it was like a pain in the ass. So you want to get from that histogram to that somehow, which means like that red curve needs to go all the way to the right and that blue curve needs to come way down. It's like freaking magic. Line that green with the, I don't channel this. Shit, it just looks like what I started with. Alright, maybe I don't know how to fucking do this anymore. Maybe do it without the curves. Oh, okay, that's kind of looking like an image. And then let's add the little points. 1, 2, and come on. Yep. I might get more detail out of this and more color, who knows. But I'm not really a fan of doing it this way. It's a lot of detail, actually. I don't have the patience to do it this way, though. This is really tedious. Let's copy the sharpening. Oops, I don't have my shortcuts here. Alright. This is a little too blue still. Now it's too green. Now this is looking a little too like funky for me. So yeah, the color from the autocorrect is a lot easier to work with. It's got those blue and green tints in the shadows. If you keep working at it, you will be able to retain that in the flip from a funky blue negative. But it's just an ass ton of work. Oh, too much work. Makes me tired. I'll try the same thing for this image right here. Another wedding portrait thing. Nikon FE2 28 2.8 lens. Let's see, autocorrect. See what it does. It makes the image a little more blue. I used to like scanning film more, and but then you get all these problems, like just the typical problems you have with film. And it just eats away at you. You have to ask whether the cost is worth it or not. Also, like, I know I have a lot of dust on these images. The last step is just like Q and where's my cursor? Little spot removal. Do this until you get arthritis. Dust spot. or Photoshop, and just do this until like your hand breaks and you want to punch something. Yeah, the little lines and dust and shit that you get from Capture One is not the best program for this. You're better off with Photoshop and spot awareness. But yeah, you get the point. Play with it until you get like pleasant like skin tones and stuff. Oh yeah, and I also like to do, what's it? Color. Not there. Noise. Where's my thing? Noise reduction. Where does noise reduction go? Let's just throw it in here temporarily. Get rid of all the color noise. That's usually something that shows up. That cleans up like a lot. Before and after, you could see it on the skin. Before and after. Yeah, the scanner introduces like color noise and shit, so yeah. If I copy this, what would happen? Nah. Kind of looking like an image. It's gonna mess everything up. Super. What is going on? Good enough. I'm just not that motivated to keep working. But then this looks orange as hell, so gotta chip away at this one now. And everything's always relative, like you need to keep going back and forth so that your eyes can adjust and see objectively. Lighting was sunset for this one, so it's supposed to be more orange. This looks a lot better. This one is just interior lighting. Those are yellow walls. This image is a little warm. Some of these colors are the inherent nature of the film. Kodak is just warmer generally. Kodak Portra is generally pretty warm. This is more or less just a way to kill time and feel like I'm still a part of the real world. Yeah. Next time I'll scan medium format 6x6s. It's a lot easier, a lot more detailed, better tones, better sharpness. This comes out pretty good though. Just brighten that up. That's pretty awesome, and then just whatever, work on the crop a little bit. Something like that. Full screen it, see what it looks like. I wrote to Capture One, I was like, you guys need to put in like a shortcut, like some keyboard or 2 mouse clicks to change the background color, because like it really helps with getting your exposure right. And I would just so the takeaways are, don't shoot film, it's really expensive. And if you're going to scan it yourself, just use the auto function, auto color correct and auto everything, because it's all pointless anyway. Bye.